we've got Greg Bedard, fresh off a plane from the owners' meetings. Ted Johnson is with us as well. Let's see. We got a really great email today from Ted. Some of the adjectives used to describe the Patriots' current situation: dysfunctional, mixed messages, tone deaf, sabotaging, disappointing. Why is it all of those things, Ted?
Yeah, there's an acronym that we use in football, MOBP, missed opportunity for a big play. And what that means is, in this regard, is that I just thought there was a huge opportunity for both Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft at these owners' meetings to kind of give people confidence, give some optimism, and just show some strength about where your team is moving forward. And neither of them did either of those things. And I thought, Bill in particular was kind of an embarrassing presser. Robert Kraft, on the other hand, was more of a disappointing presser. And when you kind of look at what Bill did and what he said, living on his laurels, pointing to the past, not being held accountable, not talking about the future. I just think fans were hoping to get more out of him. And then with Mr. Kraft, I thought it was just some of the things he said. I thought people thought he was going to be a little bit harder on Bill. He lowered the bar. That's the shocking thing. He lowered the bar. And that is just something I'm not used to. The standard that I'm used to playing for, this team and being around here as long as I have is this one of excellence and trying to win championships. That is clearly not the case here. I feel like the relationship between Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick is maybe as bad as it's ever been, because those were bombs that each other was throwing to each other. I thought Bill Belichick wearing the pen that symbolizes the initiative that Robert Kraft was opening up with a couple days ago, wearing it where he wore it, very disrespectful. And don't kid yourself, Robert Kraft notices that, and that will be impactful to him. And then I thought, even though it was maybe in a joking manner, Greg, Robert Kraft talking about Lamar Jackson reaching out to Meek Mill, putting that out there, to me, Bill Belichick can't be happy at all. I just think that relationship is at a point maybe the worst it's been in this tenure.
Greg, you were there. I mean, so you saw it firsthand, right?
Yep.
Like, we see the snippets and the clips, and we all of us, I think, listen to the press conferences from start to finish. But you're there. You have a better sense of the tenor. Is it, like Ted says, is the relationship eroding? Like, what is going on with those two?
Look, I don't think it's great, because the franchise isn't in a great place. Just like, you said before, the wins have been, few and far between. I think a lot of it, you guys are a little bit away from the situation. I mean, these league meetings are what they are. And what you get with every team, this is like the one time a year that owners talk to the media. And so most of the time, the head coaches are basically bracing for, like, all right, what's the guy going to say now? From everybody from Jeffrey Lurie to Shad Khan to, Woody Johnson with the Jets. All these guys are talking. They never talk. And so you do get the mixed messages. But, I just think the franchise in general is in a tough place right now. Last year really set them back. But, as far as what you were saying about Kraft, I mean, look, Kraft I wouldn't say he was on his A game at the league meetings. I mean, at one point he talked about, like, last year they were 8-9 and it was their first year below 500. And then I asked him a question. I said, you've been below 500 2 of the last 3 years. And he was like, what was the second one? And it was the Cam Newton year. And so, look.
Try to block it from memory, Greg.
I think we all did. It was Cam Newton. It was COVID. It was all that stuff. But look, they're obviously Kraft is playing to the fans, who for the last couple of years have not been happy, and Bill's just trying to win football games and get his ship righted, and both are tall tasks.
But Kraft is placating to the fans at Bill's expense, and Bill will not take kindly to that. The thing is, it's just, you would think that maybe they would get together before they both spoke. Bill spoke in the morning, Kraft spoke in the afternoon. But just, maybe the night before, hey, let's send the similar messages. Can we be on the same page, Bill? Can we at least have a uniform kind of message of positivity and a direction where we're going? It was like they haven't talked to each other in weeks. When they got up there, they were lobbing bombs, I thought, to each other in their subtle ways. I mean, it wasn't like overt. It was more covert, and you have to know the two to know the difference. But I just thought that they would be more on the same page, and they look like they're further apart. Both of them had opposite opinions about the same topics. It was very odd.
Ted, do you think these guys are going to get together and
they should? They should, Greg.
Yeah, but
they might not, but they should.
One of the other things to put this a little bit in context is normally the owners' meetings run through Wednesday about noon. This year, it got compacted for whatever reason, and because the owners were leaving and they met until 5 on Tuesday, Normally, Kraft goes on Tuesday. So Bill gets his day on Monday with the other AFC coaches. Kraft can digest what Bill said and then go out there the next day. He can take his talking points from Stacey James and all that stuff. But this year, they were back-to-back on the same day, and I don't think Robert knew what Bill was talking about. And so you get those sort of divergent takes on a lot of things.
Well,
I don't know if that's right. That's a sign of dysfunction. I used to be on the same page as all.